Welcome back to Lehigh River Subdivision. I'm Ian. I got Cam here. This is a little bit different video today that we're doing. Had a problem with our Audi, so we're going to be replacing some pipes. We got this really big box, and Cam is really excited to open it. What do you think's in here?
Yes.
What do you think's in there, Cam? He thought it was a fire truck.
No fire truck?
No, it's exhaust pipes.
Pipes?
To fix the gray car.
Open this up!
Alright, so let's open this up. Alright, Cam's digging right in. We got the box open. A lot of packaging stuff.
Yeah.
And there's our downpipes. Let that go. I'll get it. So what happened with our car is, you see this flex joint here? This broke apart underneath the car. And I'll probably give you a look at that if I can get good light underneath the car. But we are replacing these. These are the downpipes off the catalytic converter. And then they go to the exhaust pipes that go out to the muffler. So this is what we're going to be replacing. Alright, so all that came with it is the 2 downpipes and 2 resignators. I wanted to resonate it. I don't want this car extremely loud. The factory ones are resignated, so we went with that. This is an AWE. I have AWE exhaust on my white Jetta, and that's been on there for 5 years and 160,000 miles now and never given issues. So, little pricey, but I think it's worth it in the long run. You get what you pay for, and they do some quality stuff. You can see how nice the welds are on here. And this is all stainless steel. The hardest part of replacing this is going to be getting the bolts that are here undone on the car. Cam, it's not a tunnel, bud. The train, come on. And then the last thing that came in the box is this baggie of hardware. So right now, this just came today. We're going to put some PB blaster on the bolts and let it sit overnight. Alright, so let's take a look at what we're dealing with. This pipe I took out already, so we'll get a look at what one side looks like with it removed, partially, and what it looks like with that side. So I'll come back here. You can see I have PB blasted everything. So this is the factory resignator. And then that pipe comes all the way down, runs in and runs up to that flange. So you can see I have PB blasted that to let it soak. I'm going to let it soak overnight. I'm going to hit it again with it. And hopefully that makes life a lot easier tomorrow when I come back to try to remove it. Now this is where you can see how this pipe came apart right at the flex joint. So what happened was caused it to fall down back there because the clamp that was on there was too loose. So I just slid the clamp back and dropped this pipe right out and just cut this with the tin snips, and then we'll get up in there at the flange. It'll make it a little bit easier on this side, not having the pipe in the way. So that's nice. So as you can see, I'll step back here, and you can see that there is the pipes where they come down from the flanges, and the AWE will replace and should come right back to here to connect to the factory exhaust pipe. And then this is where it goes through the factory like cross pipe, X pipe, into the factory mid muffler. And then as you can see, it goes out the back. There should be 2 mufflers there, but whoever owned this car previously had the rear mufflers removed, and you can see where the pipes were welded on there. So whoever did it did a decent job on that. I always thought this car had an ECS exhaust, which it doesn't. There's the tips. So that's fine. I'll leave it like this. This isn't something I wanted to do, nor did I want to spend money to do. But when one falls off, when I looked up the factory replacements, it was basically the same or cheaper to just get the aftermarket. And rather than cheap out, I mean, there was like $500 or $600 options, but they didn't have the resonator. And that's not something I want. I think it'll sound better with the resonators. And I listened to the videos. It seems like the AWEs really take away the exhaust drone. So, we'll be back. Alright, so one thing I wanted to show here, as you can see, I got the bolts off, and those are studs that come out towards me. Now, from what I watched, it looked like a lot of the S4s, it's on the back side, the nut, and that's where you need that special tool. Now, if you look underneath your car before you get started and see that the nuts are on this side, I was able to use the impact gun. Now, I hit these nuts and bolts with PB Blaster and let it soak overnight. And then I hit it again when I got home from work today. Now, it's been a couple hours. And they broke loose really easy with the impact gun. I couldn't move the nuts with a wrench. So what I ended up doing was running to Lowe's. I ran to Lowe's and I grabbed an impact extension set and 1/2-inch drive to go on my rigid gun. And I got a 10-inch and a 6-inch on here. And then I picked up a 12mm socket. So with that, I was able to work my way up and around to reach all these bolts. Now, if you see my what's making this a little easier is my undercarriage thing here ripped off this past, oh sorry, I fell. My undercarriage part ripped off here last winter. So that gave me access. If you go right up through that hole, straight shot to the bolt. Right here, you got a straight shot at that bolt. And now the top one's a little tricky, but you can see the line of angle right there. You can fit that right up through there onto that bolt and get that one off. So if you have the nuts that are facing outwards towards the back of the vehicle, like mine here, you're going to be able to use an impact gun, and that's going to make your life easy. After that, my next step on this side is going to be to loosen up that clamp. Now the clamp that was on here is shot, and I ran to Advanced Auto and stuff, and they didn't have one. They do not come with the AWE kit because they probably expect you to reuse the factory ones. This one might be reusable, but I'd rather just replace them. So I'll see what I can find out tomorrow. But I can use the old clamp to slip on here and kind of hold everything in place on this side, so I can get everything up and fit it underneath here. Coming back up to the front, I'll show you, because this is the one that was damaged. That just slides right off of there, and then that's where we will be mounting the new downpipe up to the factory cat. As you can see, both pipes are now removed. So there's the right passenger side down, oh, the cat, and the left side cat. So the bolt back here on this clamp, if this is a factory Audi clamp, it was 17mm, so I believe it was. This was I think replaced on this side because it was a different clamp. I could show that then, but that's where we're at. Now the next step's going to be fitting the pipes in here. I won't be able to record that, but we will show you once I get everything in before I tighten it all back up. Okay, I just want to show you, there is the factory right side next to the AWE replacement pipe. As you can see, they're basically the same length. That one's pulled up a little bit further. So it should be an exact fit to the factory exhaust pipes and the factory cat. So that's all good. And then you can see on this one, this is where it failed. And this one here really isn't in much better shape because the mesh on the outside is already bad. And well, the inside looks okay yet there, but if one's going, that one's probably not far behind. So that's where we're at. Alright, so this is where we're at. The first part you go to put on with the AWE is the downpipe section without the resonator. It's 2 pieces. So you put this piece up, you put the gasket in between. I never seized the studs on the factory cat. In case I ever have to take this apart again, it should make it a little bit easier. Remember that 3.5, or that the impact set I used to get the bolts off? You won't be able to use that to get back in here with the fatter flex pipe on this AWE one, but I was able to use my 3/8 drive regular socket set and snug those all up by hand using that. This is by far the hardest bolt to get, or nut to get back on right there. That one gave a little bit of fit to get your hand up in there. And with the washer, takes a little finesse. And then same on this side. That far outside one is a pain. But other than that, it was pretty simple. And then we'll show you, this side I put the resonator in and used one of the clamps just to hold it in place and test fit everything. Now tomorrow I hope to pick up 2 new clamps for there and some exhaust paste, or I don't know the name of it, but you put it around the pipe to seal it, exhaust sealant, just so we have good joints. And I'll do the same here, put it in there before I put it together. But this was just to piece it together to get a look. And if I come down here, I can give you a better look of how this will look once we are done. So we're almost there, little by little. Hopefully finish it tomorrow morning and get this thing back on the road. Alright, as you can see, the pipes are completely installed, the resonators are installed, and we come back here. I replaced that clamp. I'm still waiting for the other one, but I need to drive this later today, so I used one of the old clamps for now. The other one's supposed to be in later this afternoon, because, you know, auto parts store, they only carry one of everything, and you have to travel all over for it. So that's that. I will show that clamp because it's a direct replacement for the 3.0T, it seems like. Alright, and here's the clamp. There's the part number EXC0023, Rhine Automotive. It's made in Germany, and it says it's a 55 by 95 dual clamp. So I'll pull it out of the bag so you can look at it. Alright, so we'll take a quick look at the clamp outside of the bag. It's got the 5595 stamped, KICO on there, Germany. It's a little bit shorter than the factory ones, but otherwise it's a direct fit. And you can see how it tightens together inside there on the clamp. So I just want to show that clamp, and we'll get back to it. So let's get set up behind the exhaust tips, and we're going to give this a start and see what it sounds like. Alright, that's going to conclude this video. Overall, I've been happy with the pipes since I put them on. The noise within the vehicle has dropped drastically compared to the issue we were having, and it seems to be running a lot better. So I hope this video helped somebody out if they're working on an Audi A6 or one of these 3.0T motors and have to replace downpipes. I would like to get set up to do a couple drive-bys for how that sounds. hopefully in the near future as a follow-up to this video. Thanks for watching and take care.